What's up, everybody? If you didn't see parts 1 to 4 of this video series yet, please go back and check it out and then come back here and see this one. But otherwise, keep on listening. We're talking about the Ethiopian eunuch, and being a eunuch, he would have had no family, would have felt pretty alone. And you'd feel the weight of these words that he read in Isaiah chapter 53 because he identifies with it. And this is a prophecy about Jesus, so he's finding hope in Jesus. And you continue reading and he comes to chapter 56 and you discover this extraordinary promise from God to both foreigners and eunuchs. And being that guy, it would be a promise for you. And here's the words. God says, "Guard my common good. Do what's right and do it in the right way. For salvation is just around the corner. My setting things right is about to go into action. How blessed are you who enter into these things, you men and women who embrace them. Who keeps Sabbath and they don't defile it. They watch their step and they don't do anything evil. Make sure no outsider who now follows God ever has the occasion to say, God put me in second class. I don't really belong. And make sure no eunuch or physically mutilated person is ever made to think, I'm damaged goods. I don't really belong. For this is what God says, to the mutilated who keep my Sabbath and choose what delights me and keep a firm grip on my promise, I'll provide them an honored place in my family and within my city, even more honored than that of sons and daughters. Wow, no wonder he goes home rejoicing. Everything he's ever wanted, to be a family, to belong, it's now promised in these words. Every aspect of his life as a mutilated person, an outsider, different from everyone else, he's now being told these things are going to give him honor as he discovers God's delights and he holds on to God's promises. He's going to be part of a family more honored than a son or a daughter. This is why he asks Philip in verse 37, what would keep me from being baptized? Because in his reality, he had many things in his life that kept him from experiencing God. All the rules of religion that said he's a foreigner, he's a eunuch, he's not a man or a woman, so he has no place with God, and that simply is not true. That's why Philip baptizes him right then and there at the side of the road where the water was, because he needs to experience the full, inclusive, no boundaries or labels acceptance of God. I wonder what happens when someone who looks like an Ethiopian eunuch crosses our path or connects to God's church. Do they go home rejoicing that they've just been accepted? See, this is the mission of God's church, to let everyone who feels like they are on the outside know that they are loved and accepted, that anyone who has been excluded by the world is actually included by God. Some people really want the approval of the world and they pursue the world's ways of self and wealth and fame and status, and still others of us reach for those things because we're just simply drowning, grasping at anything that's going to make us feel okay. Anything that's going to allow us to numb the pain and make us believe that we matter. And it's in that moment that we discover God. Not us earning God's approval, but experiencing his acceptance, welcoming us into these big arms of God that hug us and tell us, you belong here. What can you do to bring this truth of God and the message of belonging to everyone? What can you do to bring it to someone? I pray that that would be the case. God is awesome and he loves you and he loves every single person, and it's with Christ that you truly find peace. Have a great week. I just want to encourage you to hit all the like buttons on this video. It helps us to know that you're watching. As well, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our Facebook page and our Instagram, and do ask how you can be included in one of our tiny village churches.